Hey guys, what's up? It's JDawgs here, and we are back for another episode of Feed the Beast here on the Spiritcraft Feed the Beast server. I've got a lot of stuff set up for today, and I'm hoping to squeeze quite a bit of it into a small amount of time that we have today. So, last time we left off, we were working with bees, and we were working with some of the new trees, and we were also working with Thaumcraft. So, again, today, we're going to be working with all three. First, I've got quite a bit of stuff in my inventory. I'm going to switch first over to this, just kind of show you these. I've put jungle and spruce in here, and they are going through really great, collecting some stuff here. So we're going to harvest those here in a little bit. But first, I want to start with Thaumcraft. So we're going to come over here and actually head back downstairs for a second because we've got some crafting to do. So I've done quite a bit of research. We're going to put this back on because we're going to be needing all the VS discounts we can get. So I was doing some reading through our Thaumonomicon here, and I found out that there's a lot of stuff we're going to end up needing this huge device for. So if we go here, like if I wanted to make the silver wand or the thaumium wand, you can see that we have to go and make these nuggets. Well, that's fine. You know, we can make that in the workbench. But then if we actually want to be able to craft it, you can see that it's charged through here. And that uses the arcane infusion. And that's not the only thing that uses that. I know we can make them and not charge them. But it's not sufficient. They need to be infused with additional magic energy to make them usable. So we can't just make them and use them the way they are here. We actually have to charge them up in this infusion altar is what it's called, I believe. And so if we go down here and we take a look on this tab, you can see we can make all kinds of stuff with this infusion altar. But in order to make it, we actually have several different things that we have to do to get to that part. You can see we have all these arcane stone blocks you have to make, pedestals and everything else. This big structure we got to put together. And this is kind of what it ends up looking like. But we don't have half the stuff that we need to get to there because we need to have stored different types of stored stuff. And the way we're going to do that is right over here. So this is the section that I was talking to you guys about. And the first part we want to start with is the Essentia distillation. And so in order to do this, we need to start out with first the alchemical furnace. And so if you read over here, I was doing some reading before I started. It says that we require an alchemical furnace. Furnace works much like a normal furnace by burning coal to produce heat. But instead of smelting ore into metal, it breaks down objects into a slurry of raw, unprocessed essentia. Now, the reason we need that unprocessed is we can actually bottle that up and put it into bottles for us so we can just tap it later on. And then we also need to get what is called an arcane alembic, which you need one of these VS filters to make. You can look right here, and that's what the alembic looks like. That's our little recipe for it. But it says here, to work, arcane alembics need to be placed on top of an alchemy furnace, so that's why we had to make the first one. The essentia slurry will slowly be drawn into the alembic and the individual aspected essentia separated out. If the furnace is being powered by elementium, this distillation process is much faster. So we need to make some of that also if we want it to go faster for us. It says you can stack up to 5 different alembics on top of a single furnace. The essentia can then be extracted using files. So those are those little glass bottles. But from what I understand, we can also use these little tubes right here called essentia tubes. And then we can also use this alchemical construct, which I thought they talked about that here, but I guess they don't. But this is part of... we can make this in a workbench, and this is part of when we get ready to upgrade to some of this other stuff. You can see this alchemical centrifuge. So that helps take some things apart, and we're going to need some of this eventually anyways to make this centrifuge. So let's go ahead and start by first making our furnace. And in order to make the furnace, we need to make these stone blocks, which, oh, actually our crafting is upstairs. I forgot. We have to do all the crafting in that table up there. So let's head up there really quick. Go over this way. I've recharged some of the wands so that we can go ahead and just stick them in there. So I'm going to use this lower one first. We need to surround this and put this guy in the middle. And you can see it's going to take 1-to-1 ratio of fire and earth, and we get 9 pieces per. So before we continue crafting that, you can see here it's going to take 8 pieces plus a crucible plus a forge or a furnace. And you can see here that we have the crucible that we have to make really quick in order to put that with the rest of it. I didn't recognize that. I thought it was all blocks. So we actually need, what is that? 7 blocks, a crucible, and a furnace. So let's make that up really quick. Let's go ahead and make up a couple of these, just so we can have some of them. I like the blocks. Okay, that's good. Alright, let's head down really quick, because this is the part where I actually, yeah, I have some iron on me, but we're going to need that also later on. So let's go over here, grab that, pop one of those in. Let's turn that there, like that. Oh, missed one. Alright, so we're going to take this back upstairs like we normally do. In order to get the crucible, we have to right click it with a wand. Boop. And boom. Okay, so now we can pick that up as it is. Bring it over here. Alright, crucible, blocks, and a furnace. So now you can see we still have plenty enough in this smaller wand. It's going to use 5 and 5, and we'll have the alchemical furnace. Alright, so we've got this guy we can put down. I think we're going to set this up on this side. And from what I understand, the furnace actually goes kind of underneath. So we're just going to put it right here. Get this set up. Boop. Okay, so let's check this out. Okay, so from what I understand, you just put coal or aluminium or whatever you want to in here, and it will actually cook out the stuff that is a part of it. So that's kind of cool. So we'll check that out here in a second. Let's go ahead and finish up our process here. So the next thing we need to do is to make, let's see, how many of these do we need? 1 there and 2 there, so we actually need 3. Alright, so I got enough of that. Do I have enough of that? Yeah, I think we got enough of everything. So let's split that like so. Whoops. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Alright, and then our next recipe is to go and make this guy. So that's going to take a V's filter in this corner, gold, a bucket, and then the rest is iron. So let's see, get this, let's just go ahead and turn all this to iron and to gold. It'll be easier that way. Okay, so piece of gold here. Iron, iron. I think that one was iron too. That there, and we need a bucket. I wonder if I can make my crafting table work up here the way I want it to. Shoot. Let's toss this out for a minute. Boop, boop, boop. Toss that out. Toss that out and get a bucket. Okay. Pick everything back up. Alright, so now we have our arcane alembic. So that has to go on top of this guy over here in order for the furnace to send the stuff up through the top. So I'm guessing like that. Now, do I have to have access to that bottom one? The alembic is empty, so maybe I don't have to have that in the floor like that. Alright, let me go ahead and pop that out. We'll keep it up top just in case, because I have a feeling it doesn't have to be underneath. So let's start that like that. Put that, there we go. Okay. So we can basically cook stuff in here. So let's put a little bit of charcoal in here. What do we want to cook? Something we can cook. Let's just cook a piece of stone, see how this works. Oh wow, okay, so it drained it straight out of there. Oh, okay. So now we've got that automatically stored in there. Can we drain that with our wand? I wonder, can we drain it straight out of there, or do we have to have something special? So let's come over here. Nope, it doesn't look like you can just right click it. Says it's almost empty. Okay, so I don't think you can get it directly out of there. Yeah, it does look like this continues to burn, so let's just toss a few more pieces in there. Oh yeah, wow, it actually burns it up pretty quickly. Holy moly. Okay. And you can see that that is building up a stone on top. Okay, that's kind of cool. So now we want to figure out how are we going to get that out of there and into other stuff. So we can go back to our little book. Bloop. And if we look, now we can make this workbench, but part of what we were doing was making these tubes and valves, which we can actually, from what I understand, run to watered jars, and you can actually make labels too. So if you look here, transport essentia, you've unlocked the key to creating stable and relatively leak-free tubing. So this is the tubing that we're going to make. Okay. And then here it says Arcane Workbench. This actually has a valve on it to where you can open and close what goes where. Jars containing different kinds. Okay. Tubes, however, can only draw and transport one kind of essentia at a time. The highest drawing strength will take priority without the proper use of valves. It's quite easy for a network of tubes to get gumped up. The use of valves is essential. When you see gases being vented from a tube, it means different kinds of suction are interfering with each other. The color gives a clue as to each type of suction. So we're also going to have to make this essentia resonator, which is going to allow us to be able to tell, it says right here, handy for troubleshooting your tube network. You can use it on a tube or other essentia using device to see what essentia is currently contains and the suction it is applying. I think there's some wording gone wrong there, but basically you can use it to tell the suction and stuff. So this is way different than what we used to have on some of the older types. So figuring this out is going to be kind of awkward, I think. But what I want to do is I want to attempt to at least make the work table, because I know we're going to need that in the future. So let's go back in here, this guy right here. So we have these two. We need to make 4 of the tubes and 2 of the valves. So I know the valves require some levers. So we're going to make those up. I really should have a crafting table up here. Let's go ahead and make a crafting table, because I really should have one up here. And I like the little half-size crafting tables because they work really well at sticking them up in places like this. So that's probably not going to stay there, but we'll use it for the time being. So let's see here. I keep forgetting what I'm making here. So first we want to make, I guess, 6 of these. So you can actually make 6 from this here. So it takes 2 iron, 1 glass, 1 gold, and a quicksilver. So 1 glass, I think it was 2 iron, 1 gold, and a quicksilver. So you can see we're missing our wand. Put that in there. And it says we're missing water because we're all out of water. So we'll go ahead and stick this other one in. Oh, get in there. And we can make 6 of the essentia tubes. Now we need to take 2 of those, 1, 2, combine it with our levers, and we can get our valves out of that. And it does not, do they stack? Yeah, they stack. Okay, good. And then our final recipe, I hope that skeleton's not trying to path to me. Our last little thing here is we need a great wood plank in the middle, and then have those surround it. So let's take our great wood log, get planked. Oops, wrong thing. Put that in the middle. One of those there, one of those there. And then we surround it with the tube. And that's it. So that's the alchemical construct. Now, from what I understand, this guy is something that we're going to need later on. I haven't read up on that a whole lot, but from what I get, you later on combine it with this and it makes a bigger thing. You can see here this centrifuge thing, but I haven't read up on this very much. I'm just kind of going a little at a time with you guys on different things. So this is one of the first things I wanted to take a tackle at. So now we know we can get the pure stuff right out of things here, so we can actually filter that into bottles and pipes and stuff. And I'm probably going to mess with that off camera between now and next week and try to get some pipes set up. And then the jars here, you can see they're just made out of glass panes and slabs in your arcane workbench, so I'll probably make up some of those too. Then you can make these labels to label the jars so nothing else can go into them. Which again, I'm probably going to try to do some of that off camera and get caught up to where we can get onto the next step for this. So that is pretty much, let me make sure that's everything I wanted to cover with you guys. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today, and then like I said, next time we'll get on to the rest of this and making the centrifuge and getting all of this set up, because I think there's a lot more, yeah, there's a lot more to this, and then there's a buffer and all kinds of stuff, and I haven't read up on that yet. So anyways, let's take this and put it in our bag. Oh, we are going to need that. Let's put that up and put this back over here. Alright, so now I want to go over here and show you guys something I've been working on. Oh, that's bad news. You get away. I don't like you. Alright, he's dead. Oh, and I meant to show you. I've been doing a little bit of enchanting and unenchanting and re-enchanting and getting points. And I've made up a really, really nice sword here with repair on it. I also made up a nice axe and a nice shovel and a little fortune pick here that goes along with it. And it's all got repair on it, which is pretty cool. I like the fact that I was able to make that up and use it. Okay, so let's get our little helmet back on here. So something I've been working on is, if you guys remember last time, I talked about making some of the new industrial apiaries and things like that. But before we get into that, I want to start being able to break down some of these bees and start into the mutation process, because if we continue to breed the bees this way, it's going to take a really, really long time. And I keep getting that achievement. I don't know why. But it's going to take a really, really long time. So I've actually gone down here and I've dug out a small area, as you can see here, and I've gotten the Mutatron or mutagen producer down here, and I've hooked it up, and it doesn't constantly draw power, which is good. But now we need to get this hooked up to where we want to get mutagen from it. Well, in order to get mutagen, whoops, oh, we're going to take all day to get out of this hole, aren't we? There we go. So in order to get mutagen, there's several different things, which actually I'll be able to check better by just clicking on it. Recipes. Okay, so you can see uranium, glowstone, more uranium redstone, and then more uranium glowstone, and then redstone blocks. So basically it's uranium, glowstone, and redstone. And I think for right now what we're going to end up having the most of is going to be redstone. Now I don't have nearly as much as everybody else has, but I know I have even less of the glowstone, and I don't have hardly any uranium, I don't think. Actually, let me check that before I say I don't have uranium. I don't think I have uranium. Does not look like it. Okay, but I do know I have several blocks of redstone. So I think I'm going to start with about 1.5 blocks of redstone. And we're going to start getting that pumped out and getting some mutagen from that, because we need mutagen in order to do other stuff that we're going to be doing for the crossbreeding. Let's see. I wonder if I can move this without losing... I'm probably going to lose the energy out of that. That's probably a silly move. Anyways, I've been doing this underground bit here because I plan on eventually bringing all those apiaries underground, but we have to have the good ones first. So, yeah, I lost all the power out of that. That was a waste. Okay, let's pop that down. I'm probably going to end up losing it again, but for now this is going to be permanent. Or semi-permanent. Okay, so that can start charging up. And charging this isn't a big deal. I'll just stick it over at the tree farm again and we're good to go. So I want to get into this bag now. And we're going to get a few fluiducts out of here. And put that one back over there. Take this one. And we're going to switch this out. Because I'm going to need this. Because I want to make... Where is it? We want to get the recipe for a drum. So if you look here, all you need for a drum is a cauldron, 2 weighted pressure plates, and 6 steel, which I forgot my steel. Figures, I would always forget something. So we need 6 steel for the drum. So let's head down here really fast. Is it 6? Let me make sure before I grab 6 and we don't need it. Yeah, it's 6. Oops. Oh. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the reason I need, whoops, well, I didn't plan on doing that, but it worked. So the reason we need to get this steel drum is because I don't want to make this go into like a big vat right now. So for the time being, we're going to take it and bring it over here. And I think you have to pump it into the bottom of a drum. I'm not sure on that. But we're going to go ahead and make this up. I already forgot. Cauldron first. There we go. 2 iron plates. And then check the recipe again. Alright, there and there. Okay, so that's where our mutagen is going to go into after it comes out of there. Oop. Alright, and then we want to right click that, and then we're going to put, oh, I forgot to get it out. Let's get out at least one, well, let's just take out about half of those servos because I think we're going to need more of them. So let's pop one in there and turn on the power. So now, if we take this stack of redstone blocks, you can see it's going to slowly start pumping over. And it doesn't use a whole lot of RF, so I don't think this is going to get drained out too quickly. And it's just going to slowly fill up that drum. Now, we want to go from that drum, and we're going to eventually pump it up into a Mutatron. Now, let me show you a Mutatron real quick. So we have the Mutatron and Advanced Mutatron. We're just going to stick with the first one for right now. So it takes a ton of bronze. Another one of those mutagen tanks. Oops. And it takes one of these genetics processors, which is like 4 diamonds and a pulsating chipset. Now, this is something that we're going to have to wait on because I need an assembly table. I've covered assembly tables previously in other Feed the Beast videos, so I'm not going to go through building one and setting one up, but once I do get it set up, I will kind of just show it and, you know, explain things real quick, but I'm not going to go through the process of actually building that on camera and doing everything like that with you guys. So I'm probably going to set that up between now and next week so that we can go ahead and start working on that. But this is at least going to get us this for the mutagen, so where we can start getting into the drum. You can see it's already starting to fill up. This will hold 256,000 millibuckets. I think that's what the MB stands for. We also need a DNA extractor. So this is what we are after. We are after liquid DNA because that's how we're going to be able to use stuff to crossbreed our bees. And that is made very easily by a sturdy casing with bronze. Oops, I went out too far. a power module, again, genetics processor, which again takes one of these pulsating chipsets, so that's again why we need that, bronze gears, and a hopper. So like I said, between now and next week, I'm going to get stuff ready so that we can work on that. I want to go up really quick with you guys. Oh, the drum can be popped up and it'll keep the liquid in it, and you can just move it with a crescent hammer from what I understand. So hopefully that works well, or else we may end up losing some stuff. And the reason I need the DNA extractor is because that's where all these bees that I've been saving up are going to come in. We can just pop these guys in there and they will pull out different types of DNA from them. So anyways, I want to go through with you guys really fast, and I want to see what kind of goodies we're going to get from these. So let me get grafter. So this looks like it's going to have to be recharged pretty quickly here. So let's just see what we can get. So pop a couple off of here. But anyways, I hope you guys like this series. I've been going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to keep it going, and I enjoy the series, and like I've stated recently on some other videos and streams and stuff, I'm trying to focus on doing things that I'm having fun doing. It might not be the most popular thing for everybody else, but I enjoy it, and that's why I continued this series for the biggest part. I know a lot of people already know all about this and everything, about the Feed the Beast stuff and everything, but I enjoy it. So I hope you guys are too. Let's see what we can get from this. I just wanted to touch on that really quick. Our grafter is about out. Oh, we lost that one. And let's get these. Oh, lots of them here. Gimme, 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 gimme. Okay. Couple more. Alright, so I'm going to wait on the rest of those because I think, yeah, we are out of inventory space. I thought we were going to run out of grafter before we ran out of inventory, but we did not. So let's see, jungle saplings, red spruce. Okay, so it looks like these did not give me any new saplings. We'll sort them out here in a moment. I want to go get those picked up before I lose them. But we do have to run them through the treealizer and see if that gives us anything also. Does look like it's giving us several different kinds of stuff to go on here. Make sure I didn't miss any. Yep, there's one. Alright, but anyways, I wanted to take a peek at that, kind of show you guys what I plan on doing. And probably next week we're going to get started on the industrial apiaries. Might see if Smee wants to come over. He has been having a few computer problems, for those out there wondering where his episodes on vanilla Spiritcraft have been. He's been having some computer issues, so bear with him in this time because, yeah, he may not be able to do some of the recording on there, but he'll still be a part of it, and you guys can watch my view and Born's view to be able to see what's going on with all that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you have any comments, suggestions, criticism, leave it down in the section down below. And of course, if you liked it, hit that like button for me. It lets me know you guys are also enjoying the series. And of course, if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace out.